This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Folks, good evening, and welcome back to Barron Field, here on the campus of Florida Southern College in always beautiful Lakeland, Florida. An exciting showdown tonight, and when is it not, between these two teams? It's the Florida Southern College Moccasins, welcoming in their rivals from just down the road. They are the undefeated, the number one ranked unanimously, the University of Tampa Spartans. 15-0, 6-0 in the conference, the final game of the regular season. I'm John Kristovich with Dr. Catherine Lowe. We're happy to bring you this one live on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Well, Dr. Lowe, the stage is set here today for one final showdown here at Barron Field. It is the regular season home finale. That is a certainty between these two teams. And boy, they're bitter rivals, and I expect them to show that on the field tonight. How about you?
I am excited for this game. If there's any game that a fan is calendaring, this is the night. This is rivalry night. I mean, I was keeping my fingers crossed my flight from Indianapolis was not going to be delayed because I just got back from the Management Council meeting. And I'm like, do not delay this flight. And I am here. I am excited to be here. The fans are here. You can feel the energy in the air. I mean, the teams are asking for the music to be piped up, and you can hear it. I think I'm going to lose my hearing after tonight. I mean, this is it. This is the game that these two teams have been waiting for all season long. John, break it down for us.
Roll right for you here, Dr. Lowe. I'll let you know where these two teams stand. The Florida Southern Moccasins have had an underwhelming season. They're 3-10, 1-5 in the conference. And folks, you're probably looking at this saying, wow, there's no way the Mocs could get back into contention. There's one route where the Moccasin season does not end tonight. The top 6 teams qualify for the Sunshine State Conference Tournament. The University of Tampa, they have locked up that number 1 seed. They are the regular season conference champions with their 6-0 conference record, regardless of what happens tonight. Now, the Moccasins, they need a win, right? They need a win, and for more reasons than just their pride. A win today would put them at 2-5 on the season. Then, they need a win from Palm Beach Atlantic. The Sailfish are playing Lynn today in West Palm Beach. That's at 7 p.m. as well. We'll keep you posted throughout the night over the course of our game, the score of that one as well. So if the Mocs win, the Sailfish upset the Lynn Fighting Knights, and Florida Tech beats St. Leo, we would have a 3-way tie for the 6th spot with 3 teams with 2-5 records. Now, that's a lot. And I think when you look at the statistics, you look at the run that the Spartans have been on, they are the pure favorites in this one. They're the pure favorites in today's game. They are the favorites in the Sunshine State Conference Tournament, which will commence on May 1st. And they are the favorites to win the national tournament. This team is as advertised, 15-0.
So let's talk about that first thing, right? The first thing we got to do, which is to beat Tampa. And you know me, I'm always the optimist. So you remember April 27th, 2023, when we were on University of Tampa's campus. And that was the same thing. It was like, we got to beat Tampa. And we did on that rainy evening. And were you there? I was there. I was there, John, and I remember that game. And the fans were out there. We were soaking wet. And I remember the energy of that night when we beat them, all right?
No kidding. And I remember watching it. We were all there. And the Mocs fans who maybe are new here the last year or two, that game inspires optimism. It was just the second time the Mocs have ever beaten the University of Tampa. There was a certain number 8 by the name of Sean Nolan who went off for the Mocs in that game. It was the first round of the Sunshine State Conference Tournament. Beat him in the semifinals to make it to the championship on their turf. Well, the Moccasins have a new number 8. His name is Maddox Wallen. Wallen is the team leader in goals this season at 23 and points overall at 28. Look, you know, he can level with you at this point in the schedule. It's past do or die. It's do, die, and pray. And for number 8, Maddox Walton, he might need to have the game of his career, just as we saw Sean do in that win in 2023. These two teams met earlier this season. They're not strangers to each other either. This is the 24th installment of this rivalry. These two teams have played each other more than any other team. That's right. The 24 times that the Mocs have fared against the Spartans is the most in program history. The Spartans have not faced any other team more than they've faced Florida Southern. All time, the Spartans lead the rivalry 21-2. 21-2 is the all-time record between these two teams. And every single time that we see them square off on this field, it's bitter and it is competitive, and they want this one. And the Moccasins need it. They need it badly. And they need it not only to prove a lot of people wrong, they need it to prove, I think, to this program, to this fans, to everybody that's been a part of this program all season long, that these Moccasins have it. These Moccasins are competitive, that they can hang with any team and show that they are not always the younger brother to the University of Tampa. And so that's what we'll see unfold here tonight, is that storyline, because it's truly is a matter of, are the Moccasins going to be here to play and upend, give this 15-0 Tampa Spartans team everything they got?
Yeah, and so I think we can only control the controllables, right, John?
Yep.
So we can take care of business here today. And again, as the optimist, I look back to that April 27, 2023 game and just wish the best to this team and play our hearts out.
Yeah.
That's all we can hope for today.
Well, we saw these Spartans earlier this season. It was February 11th of this year, 2025. They played in a non-conference matchup. Tampa was ranked number 2 in the country at the time. Since then, they have risen up the ranks. They're number 1 unanimously in the country. But we look back to that game. The Mocs lost 12-7. It's a 5-goal loss to the country's best team. The Spartans have been known to blow out quite a few teams. They don't allow you to score very often. But we go back to that game on February 11th. It was the Mocs never led in the game. It was 0-1. It was 1-1. It was 2-1. They held their own. Going into the half, it was just a 7-5 lead.
Right.
7-5 lead against the number 1 team in the country. And then the Spartans came out in the third quarter and unloaded the clip, and they scored 4 unanswered. It's 11-5 game, and the Mocs ended up trimming the deficit, make it 12-7. But I look back at that game and say, okay, so you're a team that can at least hang with the Spartans until halftime. 2-goal deficit is nothing. Then it's about coming out of the half and being equal to the task in the third quarter. That we'll have to see today. And we saw, both netminders are going to get the same start here today, so that'll be another point of emphasis for both teams. They've already seen these goalies. Both teams have, so that'll be it will certainly be a part of it.
And to give credit where credit is due, John, Tampa is an incredibly talented team. So break that down for us.
Well, they are led by Connor Terrio. He's their grad student goaltender, and he's had a great season. Terrio, .598 save percentage, the perfect 15-0 record in all 15 games he started in, and a 745 goals allowed average. As a team, the Spartans don't let anybody score at all. 747 goals allowed per game. That's under 7.5 goals per game that they allow. And so it really does start with Terrio. And you can't look past their offense as well, which is scoring at about a 14-goal-per-game clip against some of the very best teams. You look at Ryan Kemp and Jackson Bashaw. They each had hat tricks in the opening win over Florida Southern earlier this season. But, this is going to be about determination and the will to win today. There's a lot of talent on this Spartans team. They have beat the currently number 6 ranked team in the country. They have beat the currently number 4 ranked team in the country. They have beat the currently number 2 ranked team in the country. And they have not lost a regular season game in 28 consecutive tries. They are as advertised. The Moccasins are the underdogs in this one in a big way. But they need to come out tonight and shock the world for a chance to continue this 2025 season. And so on that note, we'll let you take a breath. We'll let us take a breath, and we'll have the playing of our national anthem. When we come back, we'll introduce the starters from both teams. It's the Florida Southern Mocs with their lives on the line against the number 1 ranked undefeated University of Tampa Spartans. We'll be right back. And so, as we wrap up the tradition at the start of every lacrosse game, I'll say this, it is our last home game here at Barron Field in 2025, but the season is not quite over. Folks, we once again thank you for joining us on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. I'm John Kristovich with Dr. Catherine Lowe. Today we've got the Florida Southern Moccasins. They are the home team today with a 3-10 record, 1-5 in the Sunshine State, going up against the number 1 ranked University of Tampa Spartans with a 15-0, 16-0, 6-0 Sunshine State Conference record. The Moccasins need a win today to stay alive, even with a hope. Then they need some help. They need Palm Beach Atlantic to win tonight. They're going up against Lynn in West Palm Beach. And then they also need Florida Tech to beat St. Leo. Our focus here is on the University of Tampa and Florida Southern College. We'll keep you posted with everything else as that goes along. We get the starters for the University of Tampa. They are on the field right now getting announced. It's an attacking unit that scores quite a bit. Nearly 14 goals per game, and you got a good look at him there. Ryan Kemp is among the team's best in goal scoring. He is right up there at the top. He has worked alongside with Jackson Bashaw and Davis Lindsay. Ryan Kemp, the leader of that trio with 38 goals. Bashaw has 35, Lindsay with 28 to lead this Spartan attack. The Fogo will be Michael Flores, and Flores has had as good a year as well. And in net, I mentioned him earlier, Connor Terrio. Defensively, Huntington, Gombold, Conley Stone, Dom Ratura, long stick middies for the Spartans. And now if the Mocs have a chance today, it starts with number 3, Jake Chiz, who trots on the field right there. He has been a stalwart all season long, has won the face-off 68% of the time this season. On his flank, as has been the case all season, we'll see Mason McQuiggan donning the number 7. McQuiggan could be playing in his last game as a Moccasin here tonight. Will Rockwell, the long stick midi, always reliable, will take the near side. On the defense, it'll be the familiar trio. They have started and played every single game this season for the Moccasins and have done a nice job. They hold their opponents to under 12 goals per game. It's Alex Hahn, Mitchell Wallace, and Carson Corona. Corona was a Defensive Player of the Week earlier this season, Player of the Country on that all Division II team earlier this season as well. Playing in his last game at Barron Field is Michael Simone. He'll take the cage. Simone has been terrific for the Moccasins this season. You'll see him get announced here in just a moment. And for Simone, he's had his successes against the Spartans in the past. He was part of that game, as Dr. Lowe led off the broadcast with in 2023 when the Mocs upset the Spartans in the Sunshine State Conference semifinals. And on the attack, this trio needs to show up today. And they know it as well as anybody. Maddox Walton, Caden Wish, and Carter Valancourt. Offense has been an issue at times this year. When they are clicking, they can't be stopped. But when they are stifled, this team needs to find a way to bounce back from the adversity today. That's your starting units for both teams. Well, we do see Jacob Chiz back for this opening draw here in just a moment. And what a story this is. Jake Chiz, he was knocked out of the game against Palm Beach Atlantic right before the half. Missed 2 games, came back in the loss to Lynn, and was terrific. He won 17 of 23 draws and scored twice. He is the best shooter on this team, statistically, with a 42% shot rate. And this is what it's all about, folks. These two teams meeting for the 24th time. It is the most meetings amongst any team between the two of them. It'll be a false start for the Spartans as we get underway. Michael Flores was early. Jake Chiz will take the opening draw. And here we go, the finale at Barron Field. An early miscue, and the Moccasins already going to have to earn this one back. It looks like they do so here. Carter Valancourt with some hard work down low. Mocs will work it now down low with Caden Wish. Wish, comfortable in both hands, will play against A.J. Pasquarello, one of the best short stick D-middies in the game. Grant Anstead here up at the point as we're underway. John Kristovich with Dr. Catherine Lowe saying thanks for joining us on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. We have a whistle from the officials who need to sort something out. But a good opportunity for the Moccasins to get on the board here early against the country's best team.
John, it's not just the best team, but we also have 2 great face-off players, right, playing today. So for lacrosse fans, this is a great game to watch. 2 great goaltenders on the field as well. So this is just an incredible evening for lacrosse.
No kidding. Michael Flores is the Fogo for these Tampa Spartans. Transferred to St. Leo University. Now he gets the starting nod at a fellow rival school in the University of Tampa. Well, I highlighted Maddox Walton earlier. He leads the team in goals and points. Still sort of a young gun on this team, but he's got big shoes to fill. If he can come through with a few goals tonight, have a career performance, a chance for the upset bid this evening. Jack Epley has it here. Epley working comfortably against Harry Boland, another one of these strong short stick D middies. Moving laterally is Walton. He'll work it down for Caden Wish. Wish works in his left. He's stymied. Under 30 seconds on the shot clock. Skip pass here. Grant Anstead can't corral it. It'll be a turnover for the Moccasins. And now Alex Hahn, Carson Corona, and Wallace will need to be sharp. Mitchell Wallace back there for the Moccasins. Jackson Bashaw will hold on to it. Now he'll work against Hahn. Bashaw down the left wing. Second on the team this season, over the 30-goal plateau already. Now working from X. Shutting the door is Wallace. He was working against Davis Lindsay. And so this Spartans offense, potent, gets to work. The Mocs earlier this season, back in February, kept this Tampa offense to just 12 goals and a 12-7 defeat at the University of Tampa. This is Tommy Ortega with it. Junior and transfer to Lindenwood, a D1 program now. With speed, here come the Spartans. Ortega shot denied by Michael Simone. Simone playing out his final game here at Barron Field. The fifth-year grad student makes a big save. And now we see Isaiah Thomas, the one-man clear the other way. Mocs have another offensive possession here.
And Michael Simone is just an incredible student athlete to watch on the field. And then we have dirty laundry on the field. What's going on?
Yeah, this is going to be offsides. Too many men on the field for the University of Tampa. So the Moccasins now with a delayed penalty on their hands as Ian Evans works it down low for Valancourt. And now back behind the cage to Nolan Ty. Equally familiar with this Moccasin club. Nolan Ty trying to gain top side. Spins back in his right with Carter Valancourt. He gets a defender to miss. Again, a delayed penalty here, so the Mocs are playing with house money, although the shot clock down under 30 seconds now. Wish, two-man game with Bryden Robichaux. Feed inside, unable to corral the pass, and that will prompt the official's whistle as Maddox Walton couldn't get a hold of it. And Jack Huntington draws the whistle. So we see the Moccasins man-up unit go to work here. This is one of the other things that makes the Spartans so special. They're special teams. Defensively, they are converting 82% of their penalty kills. On the other side, the Moccasins are converting their man-up opportunities at just an 18% rate. So, to put it bluntly, it's among the country's worst in man-up opportunities against the country's very best when they are down a man.
Well, they can't let that happen today.
No, it all comes down to this, really, for the Moccasins. It's been a tough season. 3-10, not what anybody was hoping for around the conference, and that is what has happened. But all that can be rectified with a season-defining performance here today. Still 0-0 in the early goings. Just over 3.5 minutes old here at Barron Field. Moccasins with the man-up unit. Here is Anstead with a little bit of a lane. Back to Robichaux. Robichaux and Anstead, some two-man game. Some nerves here. We've seen Mocs put a couple of balls on the turf as the teams are now back to full and even strength. And not seeing that one in the sun was Robichaux. Tough break. It's a turnover, and the Spartans will go back the other way. And Robichaux didn't see that at all. He did not even move a moment.
The sun is really hurting us.
Yeah, you can see the long shadows on your screen there, which are taking over about half the field. 7 p.m. first draw tonight. Start of the second half, it'll be lights on here at Barron Field. And this ball is checked loose. A nice job there by Fisher, although the Spartans are the ones that come up with it with Jackson Bashaw, who's been a popular name early. Ronan Sanchez has it now down the left wing. Sanchez against McQuiggan. Sanchez's shot denied by Simone. A kick save and a beauty. 2 for 2 for Mikey Simone. And the Mocs head back the other way with Alex Hahn. Hahn will take it himself as Fisher has the wherewithal to stay back. And now Maddox Walton has a lane down the middle of the field. Walton will take that green grass. Feed inside. Wish has it. Now shoots and scores!
No!
Caden Wish. It's 1-0 Moccasins.
Go!
That's right, Dr. Lowe. The Moccasins get on the board here first. Maddox Walton had the initiative, found him inside, and then Caden Wish grants our wish. It's 1-0 Moccasins on their third offensive possession. 2 big-time saves by Michael Simone set that one up. Well, how about that? The Moccasin faithful cautiously optimistic here. Playoff hopes hanging on by a thread as Caden Wish gets his second goal of the season. On the draw, this will be Jordan Nasso. He converts at a very high rate. It's a 61% success rate against Jake Chiz. He is among the very best. Ball's still loose. It has not been awarded either way.
We're weed whacking. Let's go.
No kidding. Jake Chiz comes up with it. And so Chiz wins another draw. Now it's out for Caden Wish, the goal scorer from a moment ago, and Carter Valancourt. The Moccasins comfortably maintaining the pace here in the first 5 minutes. It is Valancourt here. The Spartans making the 45-minute, hour-long drive over from Tampa. They've brought their full support crew, quite a few guys in red polos over there, donning the all-black uniforms, which we have known to despise here in Lakeland. Jack Epley in his right hand will now move laterally and has a step. Epley instead will pass it across, and two-man game, Maddox Walton for Caden Wish. Wish had it in his wheelhouse, a broken play earlier. Put the Mocs up 1-0. Wish now will shoot. That's ricocheted and deflected away. It'll stay with the Moccasins due to the nature of the deflection there. It was a nice job by Devin Rasmus. Wish has it now with the shot clock at 30 seconds. Valancourt trying to get top side. That lane closes. Just about 20 seconds to shoot for Epley. Epley behind the cage. Caden Wish looking inside. He's getting bullied off the crease. 14 seconds to shoot. Valancourt for Robichaux. He gets eyes on the clock, which says 10. The same number he wears. 6 seconds now for Robichaux. Feed inside. Shot coming here. It's got to from Ty. It won't. It's a turnover, and the first touch for the netminder here, Terrio. And the Spartans will work up the field methodically now. Terrio, not afraid to be aggressive here. He'll come all the way out of the crease, and now the Moccasins will look to force an errant pass. That's a good one, though, inside, and coming up with it is Shane Leonard. So Leonard in transition now for Ryan Kemp. He's the team leader with 38 goals this season. The Spartans on the opposite side. This is Davis Lindsay, one of the other starting three attackmen. New look here for the Spartans, but these are some homegrown boys. They were all on the roster last season. Grant Green has it now. Junior out of Aurora, Colorado. Part of this midfielding unit. And the short stick D Mini firing up his team. Isaiah Thomas has brought the energy all season long. This is Zach Johnson on the right side. Johnson in his left against McQuiggan. Johnson has a lane, but that closes quickly. So Johnson resets from the top left, wants to go again. And now he'll be doubled up. He throws this one away, but the Spartans have the backup. Skip pass across. Ryan Kemp got it there. Shot. That goes wide. It was Johnson again. So Zach Johnson hungry for a shot in the early goings, a sophomore in a Melbourne Beach. The Moccasins faithful happy here. There's 3 seconds on the shot clock, and this will be a turnover. And you can see the reaction there from the Moccasin bench. The all-white uniforms. A shot clock violation on the other side. Both teams at defensive stance. A timid start to this contest, which is now halfway old in the first quarter. Mitchell Wallace, his older brothers, part of this Moccasin legacy. He'll start to clear the other way. Dips it off for Isaiah Thomas, and the Spartans content to let Thomas have it. So he gains the zone, and now the Mocs will get their offensive personnel on. Another offensive possession here as we near the 7-minute mark of the first quarter. This is Ian Evans, the freshman. Moccasins will see him battle against this Spartan team for the next few years here at Barron Field. Valancourt, another one of the freshmen. Contributed this season. Grant Anstead, a veteran now on this very young team. Maddox Walton working alone in these long shadows at Barron Field, where the Moccasins have never beaten the Spartans. That's right. Since they first started playing each other in 2012, Moccasins have beaten the Spartans twice, both times on the road. Valancourt, 5 seconds to shoot. He is destroyed in the crease. Still 3 seconds. Mocs, chance, shot. That goes just wide. It looked like there was a touch. There was not. And so it's a shot clock violation. The third of its nature as these teams trade defensive stands. Terrio will play it up here. And a successful clear now for the Spartans. That is getting that done is Harry Boland. And now Tampa will get their unit on. It'll start with Aaron Cho. Cho, a transfer out of Boston University. Tommy Ortega has it here on the right wing. Here is Cho. Cho will spin it around. With it now is Ronan Sanchez. Sanchez tests the water. Crisp ball movement from the Spartans. 2 shots on goal. They were both rejected by Michael Simone. Here's Ortega. Ortega will eat a couple checks from Ian Evans. And it prompts an errant pass. And just able to recover are the Spartans with Aaron Cho. Shows off the speed and the balance there. Here's Ronan Sanchez for Ortega. Ortega swimming his way through. Shot, they score. The bouncer got past Simone through traffic. It is Ortega on the board for the Spartans. We're even at 1.
Goal was unassisted by Tommy Ortega.
Well, you see the nice split dodge here between the 2 defenders. Ian Evans, the attackman, got caught all the way back on defense. And picking the battle is Ortega, and he converts. We're knotted up at 1 with 5:47 to go in the opening frame.
I like what I'm seeing, though, John. I mean, the team is playing pretty settled, and they're playing with a good confidence in their step. So I like it for us playing Tampa.
Ortega's 21st goal of the season comes, albeit that confidence, and I agree with you. And we're seeing a great battle here between Jake Chiz, and it's held by Flores. The Mocs get it back the other way. So Jake Chiz wins another draw. He has not lost today. Isaiah Thomas eats a check. Well, the Spartans are menacing. That's a check to the legal area, they rule. Despite some disagreement from the Moccasin bench and Faithful here. Anstead in and out of the stick, part of those nerves we talked about in the early goings. But they have looked confident. This Moccasin team almost cautiously confident. As Epley has it here, now he'll bring it around, and the Moccasins offense goes back to work. Carter Valancourt will interchange down low. There's a pick. Caden Wish back up top for Anstead. Wish, the lone goal scorer for the Moccasins. Tommy Ortega for the Spartans. Epley, shot. That one goes wide. A save by Terrio. And now the clear back the other way. Couple big checks by the Moccasins, looking to make this difficult for the country's best team. Unanimously ranked number 1, a 15-0 record. They have 28 straight regular season games with a win. Looking to cap a perfect regular season undefeated here. Here's Terrio. Terrio with the skip pass. It works this time around, and Zach Johnson brings it ahead. Johnson pass. Shot goes wide. That's how quickly they can beat you. Ryan Kemp's rip went just wide, and now the Spartans will get their proper personnel on. We'll play some small ball here, 5-on-5, before both units are capable. Grant Green gets it set, and now down the wing, here come the Spartans. Pass behind. This is Kemp. Back up top for Green. Green, the solo dodge on Thomas. Thomas is equal to the task here. This is a good battle down low. Oh, dive shot. That one is turned aside by Simone. His 3rd save of the game. And the Moccasin faithful showing their appreciation. Here is Connor McDonough. McDonough for the first time. Hugh passes it off. This is Green. Green and McDonough with a little 2-man. Brady Kolaric caught back there defensively for the Moccasins. Here's Green. Green has Kolaric now. This is McDonough. McDonough in that dangerous right wing. He'll take this one for a spin. Isaiah Thomas stops him in his tracks. Now behind the cage is Kemp. Kemp working against the freshman Carson Corona, one of the very best in the Sunshine State. Kemp shot denied by Simone. His 4th save of the game. And we stay knotted at 1.
Michael Simone just putting in the work tonight.
Well, he has been one of the really bright spots for this Moccasin team as a leader in keeping them in big games. That's what we're seeing here.
Absolutely, and just what a career for us. What a career for the Mocs.
Yeah, he has won some big games for Florida Southern on his own, and looking to put the team on his back once again today as Bryden Robichaux gains his own. Caden Wish and Maddox Walton go back to work. This unit has had their opportunities early. Need to start getting some looks before that shot clock expires, though. And now Walton will push the pace. This is the freshman Evans. Ian Evans works with Bryden Robichaux well. Gives it for Caden Wish. Look how far the Spartans are pressing the Mocs out. That's Shane Leonard. Wish slips. Comes back up with it. 25 seconds to shoot for Florida Southern. Once again, flirting with the end of the shot clock. Walton, he shot, he scores! Maddox Walton. Well said, as the Moccasins reclaim the lead. Maddox Walton's team-leading 24th goal of the year as Florida Southern up 2-1. Well, when it all started on the other end again, it's a point-blank save for Michael Simone against one of the conference's very best in Ryan Kemp. Kemp, the team leader in scoring for the University of Tampa.
And apologies to fans at home. I am not getting my games confused. But I was told to bring some energy on tonight, so I am bringing the energy on.
Well, the Moccasins have answered the call, Dr. Lowe, as you have perhaps done your part to will them to a first quarter lead, 2-1. Another big part of this. Yeah, another big part of this has been Jake Chiz, who has been undefeated in the faceoff, 4-0 in this opening frame, which is now nearing its final minute. Just about a 3-second difference between the game shot and shot clock, so Moccasins can't necessarily work it all the way down, but they'll get pretty darn close. As Ian Evans, the freshman, does some quick math in his head, they'll go back to work with Nolan Ty. Evans, in his left, works it for Bryden Robichaux, the crafty veteran. And now Maddox Walton. Mocs looking to tack one on here. Robichaux waiting patiently. Looking for a feed. There's nothing there, so he'll dodge himself. He has Valancourt now. Carter Valancourt has an angle on his left. Skip pass behind the cage. It's a pretty one. Shot is rejected.
Loose ball.
Oh, yeah. How about this battle? Who wants it more? 2v2.
Weed whacking.
And it eventually comes out to the Moccasins, who need to get a shot off here in the final few seconds.
Sale.
Moccasins lose the ball, lose the stick that had the ball in it, and that should be the way that this first quarter comes to an end. Terrio will fling the pearl at the loose net. One more shot for Tampa. No, not this time. And so that is the way the first quarter comes to an end. 4 saves for Michael Simone. The Moccasins riding that to a 2-1 lead after 15. Maddox Walton has 30 points now in this season, a goal and an assist. Moccasins holding their breath, up 1 after 15. Folks, welcome back to Barron Field here on the campus of Florida Southern College, Lakeland, Florida. It's the Florida Southern Moccasins holding on by a thread to their playoff hopes today against the undefeated number 1 ranked University of Tampa Spartans in a Sunshine State Conference showdown. I'm John Kristovich with Dr. Catherine Lowe. And Dr. Lowe, we told the viewers about 3 things needed to happen for the Mocs to sneak their way into the Sunshine State Conference tournament. The first thing that needs to happen, they need to find a way to win here today. They need to become the first team to topple the University of Tampa in the regular season in 28 games. The second thing they need, Palm Beach Atlantic to beat Lynn. The Sailfish are up 5-2 on the Fighting Knights in the first quarter. Chiz wins loses his first draw of the game. Matt Flamensbeck is in there on the ride. So right now, if the game's ended, the Mocs would be well on their way to looking at a Sunshine State Conference tournament berth, but we are a far cry from being over. Again, the Mocs need to win today, no doubt about that, and they need to Sailfish to win over Lynn University, which they're currently up by 3. Spartans looking to even the score early in the second quarter. And then the last part of the puzzle is Florida Tech beating St. Leo. That game starts at 7:30. We'll keep you posted on all 3 scores throughout the course of our game. Ronan Sanchez has it as the team swaps sides. Tommy Ortega is the lone goal scorer for the team donning black and red. Shot here, they score. It is Ronan Sanchez. And the senior with the equalizer less than a minute into the second quarter.
Let's take a look at the replay. That was a tough one to stop.
Goals by Ronan Sanchez.
Yeah, this is a nice job by Sanchez. You saw these teams practicing before the opening draw today, and one of the go-tos for head coach J.B. Clark is to have his players practice this bounce shot. It's no surprise to see both goals for the Spartans have come on the bounce.
Yep.
Head coach J.B. Clark, in his 4th season with the Spartans, he boasts an incredible record of 67-6. Overall, he is at 388 career wins in his 28th season across D3 Greensboro, Washington College, and D2 Limestone. So he is one of the winningest coaches in all of NCAA, and he has his team tied up right here. Head coach Marty Ward would love to get a win over this rival program. A Limestone grad himself, with J.B. Clark coaching for the Saints for 11 seasons, and then obviously the bitter rivalry that has unfolded here between these two squads. This is Valancourt. His shot, that goes off the outside of the pipe, and now will be a race. That ball's not going to go out of bounds, although it did, and the Moccasins, the Spartans are the ones that come up with it. Closer to the ball there by the time it went out. And so the Spartans in there clear the other way. Done so nicely by Grant Green all alone. Now in transition, Rafe Bradshaw. Shot, he scores. Rafe Bradshaw, the Georgetown Prep product, gives the Spartans their first lead of the game. It's 3-2.
Assisted by Grant Green.
Well, you see it in transition here, and just moving so quickly as Rafe Bradshaw gets it done there to Arlington, Virginia. Pockets his 17th goal of the season and a little bit of life taken out of the confines of the Barnett Athletic Complex here. Faceoffs have been 5-1 in favor of Jake Chiz. In his 3rd season, he dons the number 3. Has been truly terrific this season. And wins another draw here. Dr. Lowe, Chiz is 6th in the country with his faceoff win percentage of .679. Mason McQuiggan couldn't come up with this one and loses possession. It's an unforced turnover the Mocs can't have in their regular season finale. And if they don't win, it is the season finale.
Well, they can't make mistakes like that, not against a team like Tampa.
They will certainly make you pay, as we've seen in the opening 2 minutes.
Yep.
A pair of goals in as many minutes for the Spartans. Terrio is very comfortable pushing the ball up to Aaron Cho.
And I think what I'd like to see happen is the team that showed up to play Lynn, right? When they kept it up with a score, kept it really close.
That's right, and the Mocs led for a lot of that game before the Fighting Knights came back and took it away towards the end. But
not till the last quarter, not till the very end. So we have to make sure we keep it very, very close. Oh, nice save, nice save.
Well done again. Is another stop for Michael Simone, already 5 saves, and that's a beauty. Another turnover. It can't have that. And it's Jackson Bashaw looks to make the Moccasins pay. Alex Hahn is able to get back there in time, and now Ryan Kemp sets up, but that's back-to-back possessions the Mocs have just given up.
And Tampa is a team that can capitalize on mistakes like these.
Played behind the net here is Davis Lindsay. Lindsay working against Mitchell Wallace. Feed inside, shot, they score. Blink and you'll miss it. Another ripper for Jackson Bashaw. And you wonder, this is probably a good time for a timeout here early in the quarter. The Moccasins, again, their backs are not only against the wall, they are halfway through it. As they now trail by 2 to the Spartans, who have not lost a game all season, and now have 3 goals in the first 3 minutes here this second frame.
I think you are correct in that assessment, John. I think a timeout would be great, but let's see what Coach does.
Chiz works back up against Jordan Nasso this time, and the Mocs come up with it. It's Charlie Fisher. Another face-off win for Jake Chiz, who's just been terrific. Another turnover in the midfield. And that's been a pretty good embodiment of the way that this season has gone for the Moccasins. 3-10 record on the season. It's been tough. And I said earlier, they have a chance to make everyone forget about that with a shocking performance today. Hanging with the Spartans so far, but 3 unanswered, and they need to withstand this Spartan attack. Rafe Bradshaw scored moments ago. His shot, that goes wide. Tampa with it now. Zach Johnson, Grant Green, now Ryan Kemp. Kemp feeding inside a dangerous pass. Almost getting there was Fisher, but instead it'll be Rafe Bradshaw, who will continue to work around. This is Johnson. Zach Johnson against Isaiah Thomas. 15 seconds to shoot for Ryan Kemp. Kemp in his left will shoot. No, gets rid of it, throws it away, and it'll be a Moccasin ball. That is the possession they needed. And the Spartans, who have a tradition of serenading the Moccasin clear unit, will do so here again. Michael Simone comfortably will bring it up. He's got Robichaud as an outlet. 10-second violation. So the serenading works, and it's another turnover in the midfield. And the Spartans go back to work. Michael Simone gets set. A.J. Pascarella has it. And now Ryan Kemp. Kemp brings it up for Davis Lindsay, and the Spartans back to work. Moccasin offenses barely sniffed the ball here in the first 5 minutes of the second quarter. Aaron Cho has it. Cho passes it up for Ronan Sanchez. Sanchez down the right wing. And he just bullies down Ian Evans, who again is caught back there defensively. Cho with it. Aaron Cho, Isaiah Thomas, and Charlie Fisher defending. This is Ortega. Ortega wanted to shoot, had no lane. How about Kemp? Kemp in his left. Kemp, he has no lane. That's closed down nicely by the duo of Corona and Wallace. Cho again, 20 seconds to shoot. He does. Shot off the inside of the pipe. Isaiah Thomas comes up with it, and now we'll start the train the other way. Ian Evans need to come up with a ground ball. Evans, a freshman, hanging with the big dogs here. This is what it's all about. How about this? Carson Corona and Maddox Walton. And so the Moccasins now with a shot clock that still is looming over 60 seconds can get their offense set up once more. This is a big-time moment for a lot of the young freshmen here donning the white and red. Brady Kalarick, one of them. Gives it up for Nolan Ty down the left wing, trying to cut back into this deficit the Mocs have found themselves in the second quarter. 3 unanswered for the Spartans. Matt Flamenspeck. He doesn't get bullied, but will get double-teamed and has this one checked loose of his stick here. And the Spartans quickly back the other way. Working patiently with it is Devin Rasmus. Rasmus behind the net, and the Spartans now just patiently waiting, looking for a cutter. Now getting goal line extended shot. Saved by Simone. That's another for Michael Simone. Chalk him up for 6 here on the evening. Kolaric, that freshman I mentioned a moment ago, will bring it ahead.
Simone is definitely putting in the work tonight for the team.
He's been terrific keeping the Mocs alive in this one. 6 stops already. The Mocs and Carter Valancourt will settle up here. Valancourt, another freshman for the Mocs on this unit. Kolaric, Robichaux up top as the Mocs get the offense sorted out here, a 2-3-1 situation. Kolaric behind the cage. Here's the ISO for Valancourt. Walton will be there for the pick. Matt Flamenspeck. Flamenspeck, the freshman of the year, just 3 short seasons ago. Now in his senior season. Walton.
Graduating.
Yes, indeed. A computer science major. Knows how to get it done both on and off. Robichaux shot goes wide. Back up for Valancourt. Valancourt with it. 20 seconds to work with. Shot. Save made by Terrio comfortably. It's a warm day here at Barron Field as the sun begins to set. Terrio donning the loose gray sweatpants. And this is one crazy, impressive reception by Shane Leonard. As he climbed the ladder to come down with that cross-field pass, it's another successful clear for the Spartans, who are perfect in that category today, 9 for 9. And now Tampa, working for a lane shot. That goes wide. Calling his own number there was Jackson Bashaw. 6:14 to go here in the first half, which has been a quick-moving first half. Mocs held a 1-0 and then a 2-1 lead in this game, but 3 unanswered from the Spartans. Have them up by 2. This is Zach Johnson trying to draw the foul. He won't get it. Deflection, and this should be a pass. That'll be off of a moccasin stick. 31 seconds to shoot. Spartans with a quick inbound. Directing traffic is Grant Green. On the back door, this is Lindsay. 20 seconds to shoot. Zach Johnson has it at the point. Johnson works it around the horn for Green. Green has the ISO. No lane for him. Johnson, 10 seconds to shoot. Shot from Green, the bouncer. I told you. And this will be moccasin ball. There was no backup. So Green forced to take an outside shot, and the Moccasins hang on there defensively.
I don't think we have to deal with the sun anymore, with the glare.
Yeah, that's a good point. The sun now just about set, save for a small portion that is overlooking the Spartans bench. Hahn is able to get it across, this time before the violation, and now Maddox Walton will be the one that brings it up. Walton, Carter Valancourt, and now joining the fray is Robichaux. Tell you what, Brian Robichaux has got to want this game maybe more than anybody. Senior at High River Alberta could be playing out his final game. Nolan Ty working it around by himself. He'll position himself in the comfortable locale of behind the cage. Ty doubles back. This is Wish. Caden Wish trying to get top side. No lane for him. Jack Epley and Robichaux. Robichaux's isolated, has a lane. One more. Ty, shot. That bounces just wide. We'll see if they got a touch. The officials rule no. So 20 seconds to shoot. This is Wish. Scored the first goal of the game for the Moccasins. Caden Wish has it checked loose, needs to find it, can't. And so the Spartans go back the other way. Aiden Casara. Casara eats a couple checks. Maddox Walton and Caden Wish lost an edge. And now Tampa back the other way. Here's A.J. Pascarella. Pascarella's shifty, wants to shoot, sandwiched, ball's loose, Moccasins come up with it. We saw one penalty call earlier today, and it was an offsides. Since then, the officials have let the boys play, and it's been clean lacrosse. Charlie Fisher, Jack Epley, and company work it back as we enter the final 4 minutes here of the second quarter, which has been testy here. 3 quick goals to start the frame from the Spartans, have them up by 2. So prompt a timeout from head coach Marty Ward at a good time. Just under 60 seconds on the shot clock. Plenty of time to work with here for Florida Southern as they'll take a break, and we will too. The number 1 ranked Spartans having their way now. 3 quick goals, have them up by 2 against the Moccasins, hanging by a thread. We'll take a break. Back right after this on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Folks, welcome back. Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. I'm John Kristovich with Dr. Catherine Lowe. We thank you for sitting through these ads for us. We've got quite the showdown, as it always is. The 24th meeting all-time between the number 1 ranked University of Tampa Spartans and the Florida Southern Moccasins. Hello again, everybody. We enter the final 3:38 of the second quarter in a must-win game for Florida Southern. The Spartans have locked up the number 1 seed in the conference, the regular season championship, and are the number 1 team overall in all of Division II. They have played like it so far today, but the Moccasins have been equal to the task, maybe by surprise to some, with a 3-10 record. They trail by just 2 and have possession coming out of this timeout.
Let's do a quick score update with some of the other games. John, can we do that?
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, so in the PBA Lynn game, Palm Beach Atlantic is up 6-2. And then in the Florida Tech St. Leo game that just started, I believe, St. Leo is up 3-1.
Yes, and so obviously the Moccasins have to take care of business here. And if they can pull off the big upset tonight, they'll need a little bit of help. But if they get that help, the Sailfish winning and the Panthers winning, they'll sneak into the 6th seed. Carter Valancourt doing his best to give the Moccasins their part. What a feed! Shot! Oh, it trickled just wide from Anstead. A terrific feed by the freshman Valancourt. Now the Moccasins down to 20 seconds on the shot clock with Caden Wish behind the cage. Wish, 2-man game with Jack Epley. Nobody there, 15 seconds now. Robichaux acknowledges that. Anstead will push it here. Anstead and Robichaux. Go ahead and shoot it, Bryden. He won't hear. Feed inside. Epley, oh, point-blank save. Moccasins gather the rebound. A point-blank stop from Terrio. And resets the shot clock as the Moccasins earn possession. Full shot clock as we hit the 2.5-minute mark of this first half. Caden Wish. And it's going the other way. I didn't see the call. And it could have been a crease violation. And so now the Spartans have an opportunity to get the last one of the half. The Spartans have scored 3 quick goals in the first 3 minutes of the second quarter. Since then, it has been shutout lacrosse from both teams. Michael Simone and Connor Terrio, 2 of the conference's very best netminders, have been on full display today. Pass behind the cage, and now a shot coming. Door closed, but here's a look. That one goes just high and wide. Looking for the corner was Tommy Ortega. Get a couple whistles from our officials who are just picking up the loose hardware. And so now trying to get top side. Pass inside. Shot, they score. Bang, bang. Jackson Bashaw ends this scoreless drought. It's 5-2 Spartans.
Closed by Jackson Bashaw, assisted by Aaron Cho.
Well, it's a great feed. You see how the Spartans operate. Really, the hard work is done by Aaron Cho down low. And once he's able to activate the Moccasin defender wide open in the low slot, able to finish there was the Spartans' Jackson Bashaw. So now on the ensuing faceoff, the Spartans come up with it. It's the first win of the day for Flores. Spartans will have to get a look off here. It's about a 25-second difference between the game and shot clock. Second quarter that has been dominated by the University of Tampa. Johnson feeds it down low. Sandwiched in the middle. Ball's loose. Mocs need to come up with it. They do with Mason McQuiggan. So McQuiggan has it here. The shot clock is about a 2-second difference between the game clock. So Mocs can work this all the way down. McQuiggan with Maddox Walton. Walton, goal and an assist today. He's contributed on both Moccasin goals. Team's been quiet ever since the first quarter. Nolan Ty with it. And Ian Evans. Mocs really could use a conversion here. Evans working against Harry Boland. He'll drive to the left. Head coach Marty Ward will call another timeout, and we'll keep it here for the remaining 43 seconds of this first half. I maybe misspoke or did some poor math earlier, but the shot clock and game clock are no longer factors. It's just that game clock, which is down to 43 seconds. So here's where we stand after just about 2 quarters of play. The Moccasins took a 2-1 lead into the second frame, but 4 unanswered from Tampa have the visitors back ahead. I'm John Kristovich with Dr. Catherine Lowe. We thank you for joining us on a beautiful Wednesday night in Lakeland. Z2's team squaring off. We touched on it earlier. If you're just joining us, the Moccasins have one chance to get into the Sunshine State Conference tournament. Despite their 1-5 record, they need 3 things to happen. The first one, Dr. Lowe.
We have to win tonight.
That's right. The second one.
PBA has to beat Lynn.
Yes, and finally.
FIT has to beat St. Leo.
Yes, and of course the big one that is, and this is just being honest, the least likely to occur is the one we're watching unfold here today. And I don't mean that to speak wrongly on our home Moccasins here, but this is a David versus Goliath matchup. The Spartans are the number 1 overall ranked team in the country. They are the odds-on favorites to win the national championship. They have lost to just one team, Lenore-Rhine, in the last 2 seasons combined. They've won 28 straight regular season games. They are the only undefeated team left in Division II. They have wins over the number 2 ranked team in the country, number 4 ranked team in the country, number 6 ranked team in the country. They don't turn the ball over. They average just 14 turnovers per game. They don't let you score. They allow just about 7 goals per game. And they're one of the best shooting teams in the country at over 34%. The Moccasins have just one player that shoots over 34%, and that's their face-off guy. So that should tell you something. But if there's any way for them to get back into this one, boy, it sure does feel like a goal here would make a difference. Anstead is destroyed, but the rebound comes out, and the shot would not go for Maddox Walton. It's another save for Terrio, who has really been sharp here today, keeping the Moccasins at just 2 goals. He's got 5 stops now on the evening. 15 seconds. Terrio needs to clear it, and does. He will look for, an all-alone Spartan. Tommy Ortega has under 10 seconds to get something done. It will prompt a timeout from head coach J.B. Clark, who was already halfway onto the field by the time that they blew that whistle. So clock will be at 7 seconds. I wouldn't be surprised if they tacked on another here, to be honest with you, but we'll see. So again, we'll keep it here as there's now 7 seconds to go. 5-2 Spartans.
This University of Tampa defensive unit is making it very hard for the Moccasins to score, and that's just a tough one to crack.
And that's what they do. It's what we've seen from Huntington and Gombold, Pasquarello with the short stick, and then obviously Terrio, who's been terrific again today. He's got 5 saves, equaling that of Michael Simone, who now is up to 6 actually on the game. But this has been a really good embodiment, I think, of what we've seen from the Moccasins so far this season. They've got an unreal edge in the face-off dot. It's terrific. I mean, Jacob Chiz is arguably the best face-off guy in the league. He's right up there among the league leaders. It's not only the fact that he wins as many draws as he does. He wins so many of them to himself. Of all the face-offs he's won this season, over half of them, and it's not close, over half of them he's won to himself. He's helped convert that to 8 goals in big-time games. I mean, 8 is a lot, Yeah. For a team that only scores about 9 goals per game, 8 is a ton. This is a very bad pass, and it ricocheted off of a moccasin, which is the reason this will stay with Tampa. But just 3 seconds, as you see on your screen. We'll see what the Spartans do here. They look for a feed inside that goes to nobody in particular, and that's the way this first half comes to an end unceremoniously. The Moccasins took a 2-1 lead into the second frame. The Spartans answered with 3 quick ones and then tack on 1 late. That's where we are now. So, folks, give us just about 1 minute. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll talk some stats before sending you on your halftime break. Spartans lead at 5-2 here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
We'll be right back.
Folks, welcome back. Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. John Kristovich with Dr. Catherine Lowe. We are at halftime In this battle between two Sunshine State Conference teams, the Florida Southern Moccasins clinging to playoff hopes with their 1-5 conference record against the number 1 ranked University of Tampa Spartans, who are up to 15-0 on the season, 6-0 in the conference. Take a look at some first half stats here.
All right, well, yeah, turnovers. That's not looking very good. So we talked about the various scenarios, right, John, when we checked in for our shift today.
Right.
And one thing that I'm kind of happy with is like it's still low scoring, right?
Yep.
And I think that's pretty good. There's still a chance to climb out of this for us after the halftime. So the team's got to come out ready to fight again, right? Mentally, I think they got to reset this, and this is a 0-0 game coming out, right? But yeah, we got to fix those mistakes. You cannot play a University of Tampa team and make those little mistakes.
Yeah, that 12 turnovers number really pops off the screen. And
yeah.
Folks, when you were watching, you remember when they were. And it was in that early 3-goal set and that the Spartans were able to scratch across in those first few minutes, and the Mocs just could not get an offensive possession, and they made them pay. They cleaned it up over the course of the second quarter, I think.
Right.
And did a really nice job, as you see the cheerleading team doing their best to try to will this Moxon team back into it. But, they've been there. 19 to 14 shots, again, against the number 1 ranked team. You're okay with that.
Right.
Simone's been great, 6 to 5 in the saves category. And then Jake Chiz has continued to roll over great opponents. And that's what he's done today.
But, John, again, at a 19 shots at goal, we're still holding them to a 5-2. That's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is going to be something that head coach Marty Ward says, hey, you guys are close. Because they are
right.
really close, and there's been a couple shots that have missed by a bit. There's been a couple shots that have gone in on the other side, and a couple turnovers just unlucky. But I'll tell you what can't happen. Last time we saw this team was over at the University of Tampa. It was 7-5 going into the half, and the Spartans were leading, and then they came into the third quarter and uncorked 4 straight. And that's what we saw here in the second quarter. The Mocs have that one out of the way. They gave themselves a buffer. Now you've got your bad quarter out of the way. Need to go ahead. And I tell you what, I hope there's some guys that are in the locker room right now and go ahead and look at the scoreboard around the conference. There's a very real chance that the other 2 things that seemed unlikely to happen could happen here tonight.
Right.
It could, Palm Beach Atlantic could upset Lynn. And
7-3 now.
Yeah, and Florida Tech certainly could come back into it against St. Leo. So I hope that this team is walking back onto the field recognizing that, A, this is going to be their last 30 minutes of lacrosse at Barron Field in 2025, and B, if they can find a way to come back and win this game, they can at least put their personal stamp on it and say, hey, we gave ourselves a shot.
Right. And, I was a Division III swimmer, right?
Yep.
And by the time we're ready to go into championship, it's all about the mental game. Right, because by the time you are towards the end of your season, you're fit, you're trained. The physical part of it is done. You pack that away. It's all in your head, right? You gotta push out all the din and the looking at the other team, and all that fear and anxiety. It's all in your head, and you have to be ready to come out and swim your best swim. It's you and the clock. So I don't know what that is for a lacrosse player because I am not, but it is a mental game now. So all those student athletes, all those moccasins, when they come out of that locker room, it has to be a strong mental game. Like you said, for some of these seniors, this is perhaps the last time they step on the field. So what is that narrative going to be? How are they going to represent? How are they going to come out and play? Right? Because if they do well, that could punch the ticket for another game.
Right. And so we will leave you with that as we look to see what the Moccasins come out with here in the second half. Just 2 goals to show on the first 30 minutes. The number 1 ranked team, the undefeated, the 6-0 Sunshine State Conference. They are the defending champs in that region, the University of Tampa. They lead at 5-2. Mocs need to find a way to come back. We'll see if they have it in them when we come back. We'll take about a 4-minute break here, guys, when we come back for the second half of action. It's the final half of Mocs Lacrosse here at Barron Field. We're back after this on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
Fans, welcome back to beautiful Barron Field here at Florida Southern College and to the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. I am Dr. Catherine Lowe, the faculty athletics representative here on our campus, and I am joined by the fantastic John Kristovich, the best analyst in lacrosse. John, how are we doing at this game today?
Well, we're obviously doing great. And I can say this, Dr. Lowe, it's been a pleasure working with you all season long. We know one thing, that this is the last game here at Barron Field, and it's been terrific working with you. But, I'll say this. It's been like five years, I think, that we've been in the booth. And, it's always ambiguous about whether we'll come back next year or not. But I've seen a lot of losses here at the Barron Field. I've seen a lot from the University of Tampa. I don't like this team. And I know that the Mocs don't like the Spartans. And, boy, they've got to show it here in the second half. And they need to come away with a win here. This is just – it's something that, every season that we've seen from the Mocs, they've had a marquee win. They've had at least one they can hang their hat on. And it's been an okay year. There's been some really big positives for a really young team. But they're within striking distance of this Tampa team that has bullied them for the last decade. And that's the truth. So we'll see what the Mocs bring here in the second half. As the Spartans lead by 3. Shot inside. Michael Simone is standing on his head. And he wants to win this one. Another stop for Simone. Chalk that up for 7 for the 5th year, who has seen his share of Spartans. Corona ahead for McQuiggan, and now here come the Moccasins. McQuiggan lowers the shoulder. Carter Valancourt gathers, and the sun is set. The lights are out. Bryden Robichaud looking to shine. Robichaud, wide open is Jack Epley, but they didn't see him in time. So Epley is in the interior. Robichaud has it on the outside. 45 seconds on the shot clock for Maddox Walton. Walton switches with Robichaud. Robichaud trying to get on this right side over GLE. Back in his left. Nothing really for him. There's Caden Wish back in the game. Wish for Valancourt. Wish in his left. 22 seconds to shoot. Caden Wish drags his stick, and it's taken away. This will be a penalty. Wow. So a penalty called here. It's our first one, really, that we've seen today. Gordy Gombold will take a seat. So Gombold will head to the bench. And, again, this is the first time we've seen an infraction called that wasn't, a technicality.
Indeed, and the Tampa bench is definitely signaling their displeasure.
Spartans came out with a lot of energy to start the second half. You could see it. It was very clear on the bench among the reactions. I mean, this is a team that does not get held to 5 goals in a half very often. So the Moccasins have that to hang their hat on. Like you said, Dr. Lowe, a 5-2 deficit at the half is not bad. It shows that your defense is doing their job, and Simone has certainly been terrific today. Valancourt. Back for Anstead. Carter Valancourt won't unload. Now he does. That one goes wide. Hitting the deck was Maddox Walton so as not to get his head taken off.
Absolutely. Get out of the range.
We've got a loose ball on the field, but a Spartans cameraman will come over and kick that away. Thank you, sir.
Being helpful over there. Appreciate it.
Yes. Now, no more good deeds from these Spartans. As what the Mocs will hope for anyway, as Anstead has it at the point. 30 seconds on the shot clock. Feed inside. Shot is rejected by Terrio. Robichaud was denied. And now it is Terrio's turn to impress this audience at Barron Field. Ball's loose. Who's coming up with this ground ball? Momentarily, it is Desi Arup. Desi Arup has it. Now it's turned across the other way. Holding on to it is Devin Rasmus, and now the Spartans offense back to work. An extended whistle here from the officials who will stop play. And there's going to be a discussion. It's possible there was an early release of the penalty. No, not the case.
No.
Teams at full and even strength here. But it looks like that is what they were sorting out anyway. Rafe Bradshaw has it now. He gets it from Grant Green. Green has it back on the left wing. Eats a couple big checks from Charlie Fisher. The Moccasins long stick middies. Back up for Bradshaw. Bradshaw working against Fisher. Drags his stick, and his ball is shot wide.
Simone. Did he stop that with his shoulder? He's holding his shoulder. Nope.
No, he looks okay. I think
All
just
right.
gathering his bearings. And because he didn't get a piece of it, the shot clock now dwindles under 30. On the right wing, here is Green. Green behind the cage. Skip pass. Shot coming here. Bouncer goes wide.
They really are going for those bouncers.
Especially here at Barron Field. I mean, you can see the repurposed field, if you will. Sort of a patchwork here as we hit the end of the regular season. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Green recognizes that and will now test the left wing against McQuiggan. Behind the cage, this will be a turnover. Mox will take that, and the bench fired up.
You don't see that often from a Tampa team making little mistakes like this.
No, and when Mox worked him up all the way against the crunch there, as Charlie Fisher works it up for Grant Anstead. And this is one thing we've seen from the Mox defense. I mean, they've been phenomenal today. 5 goals allowed through now over 30 minutes of play, as this third quarter just about 4 minutes old. Roby Show is played all the way outside. Grant Anstead. Love to see the Moxons find a way to attack the interior here. This is a similar thing as what we saw with some of the other opponents in the Sunshine State. It's this outside press that the Mox just haven't been able to beat this season.
Yep. It is quite a chore trying to break through this defensive unit.
Yeah, and a lot of their success has come low to high, working the ball from down low up top. But if they can't get it, if they're not able to beat GLE like that, they've really struggled. And this is an errant pass. Well, it calls Anstead to have to fight for it. He does. Anstead is getting destroyed. He'll have a few bruises tattooed on him. And now the Mocs return the favor. This will be a takeaway. It'll be Florida Southern ball with a fresh shot clock as well. So that ended up working out. And Grant Anstead is smarting up here at the point. He took a couple of really big checks.
Grant does have a 10 a.m. class with me tomorrow, so I guess I'll have to check in on him.
Jack Epley has it down the wing. Yeah, please do. Maddox Walton, goal and an assist today. Said in the pregame, it's going to be him that needs to have a big game. Roby Show. Trying to get an eye for the cage. Jack Epley with 50 seconds to shoot. Epley rolls out to his right, loses the ball, and it is vacuumed up and the other way with wheels. Nice job by Wish to slide, not go offside. Pass across is in the dirt, scooped up. One more pass, the fast break. He goes just wide. This time the shot came from Rex Kesselring. So Kesselring in the game. Something about these short attackmen that the Spartans like to scoop up. Stands at just 5'8" out of Pittsford, New York. Remember that McEnany? Remember that guy back in the day? Boy, I was happy to see he's not on this year's roster.
I do remember that name.
Boy, small but mighty. Aaron Cho has it on the left wing. Now he's moving laterally. Oh, he stops on a dime. Cho behind the cage. One more coming here. Shot off the outside of the cage. No goal as Simone will scoop that one up and start the rush the other way. Carson Corona, the freshman, has it checked loose. Moxie to get back in a hurry. Will Rockwell is back there. Brady Kolaric and Corona. In the game also is Jackson Boop for the Moccasins. I think the first time we've seen him in there defensively. That's number 38, Jackson Boop, a transfer to Lindenwood. We're going to poke in there, disrupt things. Skip pass, shot. This goes just wide. And again, the Mocs withstand the rush. So Boop, it looks like he's replacing Alex Hahn on that defensive side. Oh, feed inside. Simone took it away. Michael Simone reads the pass perfectly and takes it away. That'll be either another save or a caused turnover for number 15. This time it's Will Rockwell who will start the rush, and he's able to get through uninterrupted, at least momentarily. Doubles it back and rainbows one to Kolaric, who will instantly have to face the wrath of this Spartan ride. And he's going to be slow to get up. Kolaric is. Hey, these Spartans, they will make you hurt. Ryan Anstead and Brian Robichaux, these two teams bitter rivals. That extends beyond just the lacrosse field. We saw it with the women's team. It's going to be a great battle between those two. Shot coming here. That goes just wide. Another premium chance for Florida Southern. Feels like in so many sports, the Mocs and the Spartans are 1 and 2. You look at the baseball team, which has had another couple great battles this season. These teams just do not like each other. It's one of the better rivalries in Division II. 25 seconds to shoot. There's the shot, and they score! It is Nolan Ty.
Go!
And Ty breaks through at just the right time, Dr. Lowe, worthy of the goal call. It's the first goal for the Moccasins in quite some time. They were held scoreless in the second, but Nolan Ty has given this game brand new life. Past the halfway point in the third quarter, the only goal of this frame belongs to Ty.
And a much-needed break to that dry spell.
No better way to put it there, as Ty's the one who gets it done, and now Chiz back on the draw. Ball's still loose. McQuiggan's going to be the one that comes up with it now. Chiz. He's got 2 goals already this season. How about McQuiggan? Pass across. Walton. Shot. He scores! Maddox Walton! And it just like that, 13 seconds later, it's 5-4.
That's a Moccasin goal by Maddox Walton.
Goal!
This is terrific stuff from Jake Chiz, who comes away with his 8th face-off win. McQuiggan on the fast break. Maddox Walton, second of the game. And the Mocs, in a blink of an eye, are back within 1. Wow, wow, wow. And so it will be Chiz back on the draw. He has contributed so much offense just off the face-off wins. Well, this time he punches it out, and it's picked up by Conley Stone. And it's a face-off win for the Spartans, just their 4th of the game. Moccasins will double up the Spartans here, all the way caught in the corner, but it looks like Tampa will get away unscathed. Now looking to reclaim this 2-goal lead are Zach Johnson and company. Johnson has it up at the point here with Grant Green. Now back to Johnson. Be a decent amount of pressure by Brady Kolaric. Johnson blows by him. Now Kolaric staying with him on the left wing. Head coach Marty Ward is screaming at his team. But they've got the coverage they need. Green. There's a nice dodge. Doubling back. Probably should have gone to the cage. That's Connor McDonough with it. Jackson Bashaw. 25 seconds on the shot clock. Isaiah Thomas is the defender. Feed inside. That is rejected. How about this? The play from Jackson Boop. Ball still loose. Bodies strewn everywhere. The Spartans come up with it. Skip pass. Shot. Score. Rex Kesselring. And a broken play that saw bodies everywhere and one body all alone in the wheelhouse.
And the fans have just gone wild here.
At least those visiting from the University of Tampa happy to see the 5th goal of the season for Kesselring, who uncorks an absolute rip to reclaim this 2-goal lead for the visitors with 5:46 to go here in the third. Face off. Comes out for the Spartans again. Boy, not without a big hit applied. And coming up with it at the end of all this is Will Rockwell, who smartly gets us back for Michael Simone in comfortable territory there. Jackson Boop has it now going back the other way. The first time we've really seen Boop with meaningful minutes at Barron Field. And he looks comfortable with it. Again, this is a transfer to Lindenwood. We have not seen Boop all season at Barron Field. Mocs have a little bit of a lane here on this right wing. That's Robichaux. A strong figure for this Moxon team. He may use it to drive in. Anstead has it. His team trailing by 2 with under 5 to play in the third quarter. Clock ticking on this Moccasin season. Caden Wish had the game's opening goal. Looking for another. Passes it now to Valancourt. On the other side, there's a jab step, but no lane for Grant Anstead. Carter Valancourt. Nolan Ty is marked in the middle of the field, but look for the cut there. There it is for Nolan Ty. Shot here. Oh, he got it jarred loose and then ate a massive hit. Now it'll be Bryden Robichaux playing defense against Dom Rotura. Rotura shot, he scores. Dom Rotura scores a highlight reel goal for a defender anyway, and the senior out of Syracuse will get the full field celebration. Well deserved. It's a brilliant goal for Rotura, who has just as quickly regathered this 3-goal lead as we saw it disappear just moments ago. For Rotura, it is the first goal of the season for him, and you can tell how the Spartans bench feels about that. It's the third quarter here between the Mocs and the Spartans. Tampa with 2 quick answers. And they win this one cleanly on the faceoff. Flores passes across. Shot. Saved by Simone. They needed that one, and it came at the right time. Now Charlie Fisher is in trouble, but instead he gets it away under duress. Isaiah Thomas. Thomas has scored on the fast break before. This time he gives it up. Chiz on his knees. Chiz is getting destroyed. Chiz will draw the flag, and now Maddox Walton will have to eat a couple more checks. Moxon's delayed penalty. Valancourt, shoot this. He does. That's high and wide. And Mox headed to the man advantage. 3:44 to go here in the third quarter. Well, I'll tell you what. If you find yourself in a bad situation with more than 2 Spartans beating down on you, well, it's not an advantageous position to be in. But nonetheless, Jacob Chiz wins the bout and gets a foul called out of it. And the Moxons, who have not been good with the man advantage, to put that bluntly, are going to need a strong effort here against one of the country's very best.
Well, I think the game is very physical to begin with. If you have 1 Spartan on you, it's punishing. If you have 2, I think you're heading to the ice bath.
Carter Valancourt and the Moxons have only one way to make that ice bath feel a little bit more glorious. That's by coming back from this 3-goal deficit as we hit the late stage of the third quarter. Shot inside. Oh, swiped out at the last moment by Terrio, and there's a reason why he is the starting goalie for the country's best team.
What a save.
And he passes it across here. He's been really poised. I mean, Terrio has just been terrific. Valancourt jars this one loose. And it's a turnover. Now the Moxons come up with it the other way. Great job by Carter Valancourt. No quit there. And now Grant Anstead. He might shoot this. Passes it across. Will Rockwell, will he shoot? Yeah! Terrio equal to the task. Another save for Terrio. He's now up to 8 on the evening. And now Will Rockwell will be charged with a foul. And the ball thrown away. This will stay within the confines of Barron Field, and so it'll be a delayed penalty for Jackson Bashaw. 2:25 to go in the third quarter. The penultimate one. Definitely the penultimate one of home lacrosse for the Moccasins. They are clinging to a thread of a playoff chance. It starts with needing a win here in comeback fashion against these Tampa Spartans. Aaron Cho is comfortable to hold on to possession here because it's a delayed penalty. It'll be Rockwell likely going off for a slash. And it's Cho who is content with killing time and now will activate. Goal scorer from a moment ago is Kesserling. Shot here. Denied by Simone. It's another stop for him. It'll prompt the whistle, and Michael Simone comes up with his 9th save of the game. It's another good one. But the Mocs head to the penalty kill. Well, with 1:39 to go here, the Mocs are going to need a big kill at a difficult time to ask for one. The Spartans are one of the very best teams with the man advantage. They're among the very best in most statistical categories, but they convert at a 50% rate with an extra man. The Moccasins' man-down defense is a respectable 73% on the season. But a 50% offensive conversion through 15 games, that tells you all you need to know. Shot off the helmet of the Moccasins' Joey Shaughnessy. That ball ricocheted all the way over
He's gingerly rubbing his helmet.
Yeah, that's what it's there for, I guess. 1:20 to go here in the third quarter. Spartans go back to work with the man advantage, where they have been so potent this year. Jack Spears is involved, a specialist with the man up. donning the number 0. Didn't know you were allowed to do that in Division II. Feed inside. Carefully here. Great ball movement. This is Ryan Kemp. Tommy Ortega. Now back to Kemp. Skip pass. Shot, they score.
That's that low skip again.
Yeah, Davis Lindsay on the back door. I mean, 50% better than that now with the man up. And this will be something that the Moccasins, they're going to need a perfect fourth quarter.
Let's take a look at that replay.
This is really good stuff, man. It's, that's.
Oh, it's
boy.
like putting it in.
Yeah, and if you're able to get that pass through a sea of defenders, you tip your cap there. And so it's 8-4 here. The Spartans now doubled up the Moccasins, but it's a low-scoring affair, and it keeps Florida Southern right back in this thing. Chiz wins the draw. He has slowed down his win rate just a bit, but still has won 9 of 15 today. He's been out there for every single draw. Grand Anstead, his team facing their largest deficit of the evening in a must-win contest, the final one here at Barron Field of the 2025 season. Valancourt behind the cage. Little two-man with Caden Wish. Anstead and now Robichaux. Robichaux has had no room to roam against Harry Boland. Skip pass. That's disrupted, taken away, intercepted. 23 seconds to go. Plenty of time for the Spartans. And they move quickly, well in transition. Fast break coming. Pass. Another one. Mocs get back. 10 seconds to shoot. There's the shot. Saved by Simone. Rebound is still loose. 7 seconds now. Spartans have possession. They'll get one more look. 3 seconds now. 2. Shot. Save. Goes just wide. 8-4, your score at the end of 3.
What a quarter.
Well, what a game it's been so far. That's seen Michael Simone stop 11 shots. It's seen the Moccasins scratch off a couple more goals. But the Spartans have been equal, if not better. They win that quarter 3-2 and build this 4-goal lead as we head to the final quarter of men's lacrosse at Barron Field this season. Well, this is what it's all about, Dr. Lowe. The number 1 ranked team in the country. They are 15-0. They are 6-0 in the conference. They're the bitter rivals of the Florida Southern Moccasins, who have had a forgettable season, and they can make it a lot more memorable with a strong fourth quarter here. We'll see. Coming up next, right here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Folks, welcome back to Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. I'm John Kristovich with Dr. Catherine Lowe, and well, if the Moccasins have a chance of getting back into this one, perhaps it starts here. As you lacrosse fans know, after every quarter, they check the stick of a player from both teams. This time, they check the twig of Ryan Kemp for the Tampa Spartans, and his stick illegal. And so the Moccasins will head to the man advantage. Here to open up the fourth quarter. They trail by 4. It's a 1-minute penalty here for the illegal stick. And so the Moccasins have a chance with the man advantage to trim this deficit in a hurry. Folks, thanks for joining us on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Final quarter of men's lacrosse here at Barron Field. John Kristovich, Dr. Catherine Lowe, and Dr. Lowe, we see the Mocs offense going to work here. First time.
Last 15 minutes, they have to capitalize on every opportunity given to them.
Well, this is certainly the first one. First time taking a look at Colton Tagg, who is making a living in the center of the field. It's a 1-minute penalty. It's already halfway done. Bryden Robichaud fighting for it. It's taken away by the Spartans, Conley Stone, and that's a turnover that will likely erase this quarter opening man-up opportunity for the Moccasins. Davis Lindsay works it up for Tommy Ortega, who has been a real catalyst for the Spartans O today. Team that has been able to tally 8 goals against this Moccasin defense. It's been a stingy outing from both teams. It's always a treat when these two teams get together. I mentioned earlier, it's the 24th meeting all time. It is the most common opponent for each team. They've been playing each other since 2012. Spartans hold the all-time record. The Mocs have beaten them just twice.
And both times on their field, right?
Yeah, on the road. And the University of Tampa shot here. They score. It's a 5-goal lead. Ronan Sanchez gets in on it. And with 13:23 to go, this is same old story here between these two teams as the Spartans now have put the writing on the wall. And look, there's a long way to go. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the Moccasins have scored goals in bunches all season. But this is the Spartans we're talking about. It's Joey Shaughnessy on the near side. Work against the Spartans, Devin Rasmus. On the dot is Jordan Nasso and Jake Chiz. Grant Anstead on the far end for Florida Southern. Ball won cleanly here by Anstead. Now he will face the wrath of a couple of Tampa Spartans. So Anstead now for Maddox Walton, held in check. And that's an understatement here in the last 2.5 quarters. Caden Wish, who had the game's opening goal, has been stymied just as equally. Carter Valancourt headed in the opposite direction is Bryden Robichaud. Veteran for this team, and he has manned the midfield attack all season long. 45 seconds to shoot here at Barron Field. Feet inside, shot. Valancourt rejected somehow. Not sure if the netminder got a piece of that, as Terrio has it now, or if it was disrupted on those way in. But nonetheless, it's another one that won't go for the Moccasins. And an errant pass forced here, but keeping it within the confines of the field are the Spartans and Devin Rasmus. At least momentarily, Mocs double them up. Will Rockwell and Bryden Robichaud are having some fun there. Davis Lindsay passes across, feet inside, getting goal line extended. Shot, they score. It's another one for Rex Kesselring. And it's a 6-goal deficit, and there's a lot of Moccasins standing with the hands on their hips and looking skyward. It's another goal that's just born out of a quick ball movement, and Kesselring able to rise from goal line extended. Doesn't miss there on the question mark. So it's a 6-goal deficit, 2 quick ones here to open up the fourth quarter. Deflation here as Jake Chiz passes. Valancourt. Mocs, tic-tac-toe, they score. Coming right back, Caden Wish is able to get it done. And the Mocs answer quickly. It's a 5-goal deficit and now 11:54 to go. Well, Dr. Lowe, we see the Jake Chiz effect here as he wins the draw and is able to move it down the flank, and Mocs with a pretty goal there. They're able to get it done. Yes, a slightly less enthusiastic goal. Nonetheless, for Caden Wish, it's his second of the game that eclipses his single-season total coming into today.
Oh, we're weed-whacking again. Let's go. Come on.
A lot of that. The Spartans getting a little flashy here as they do. Able to win possession with Harry Boland. And now Jackson Bashaw down the right wing. So 5-goal deficit, I mean, that's an embodiment of what the Mocs are able to do. Chiz wins it cleanly, won it to himself, and then ignites the rush. Fast break goals have not been a problem for the Mocs this season. This is Zach Johnson. Johnson down the left wing. It's a nice two-man pick play with Rafe Bradshaw. Shot here, that got by Simone, but went around the cage. They rule Simone actually got a piece of that, which will go down as his 11th save. And now the Mocs back the other way. They'll complete this clear with ease. And now Grant Anstead, 1 goal at a time here. Still plenty of lacrosse to be played. Anstead for Jack Epley. Head coach Marty Ward emphatically throwing out. One of his borderline veterans now in Nolan Ty. Behind the cage, Maddox Walton will start things. Epley fakes the pick, now receives the pass, and mirroring him is Maddox Walton. Epley will bring it up the wing. Valancourt works it around the horn for Grant Anstead. Anstead in his right, now his left. Shot on cage, that goes wide. The rebound did anyway. Rolling to the outside. A couple big menacing checks. Nolan Ty is able to hang on to it. Wish. Two-man with Ty again. Interchange now with Walton. Walton, goal line extended. His wraparound bid denied. And this time, the biscuit is scooped up by Terrio. Walton got a piece of it. Ball's loose for a moment, but gathering control is Pascarella. Walton continuing to make things difficult. This will be an errant pass, and who wants it more? Who wants it more? The Moccasins are in there with the 3-1 advantage and come up with it. It's Joey Shaughnessy. So Shaughnessy and the Moccasins are once again given life. Carson Corona will turn on the Jets, take it himself at least as far as halfway. And now Jack Epley has the zone. Under 10 to go here at Barron Field. Wish has it with Robichaux. Mox getting another offensive man on, and Grant Anstead. How about that job by Maddox Walton there on the ride to force that turnover? And a good ground ball by Shaughnessy. Robichaux. Right, and Robichaux on his left, moving laterally. Does he have any room? Not this time. So he doubles back to his right and gives it back for Anstead. Grant goes right to left here. Rolls out to his right, has room. He's tripped up, and that will draw the foul. So there is a penalty here on the play. It's delayed. And the Mocs, with 25 seconds to shoot, should be aggressive here. No doubt about it. Go ahead and go to cage now. Nothing to lose for Maddox Walton, the team's leading goal scorer. Walton passes it across. Got to be a shot. It is. Goes wide from Anstead. And the Mocs will head back to the man advantage. 8:29 to go in the fourth quarter. They trail by 5. Moccasins and Spartans sparring on the sidelines, jarring in the stands here, and players on the field are getting set for the final 10 minutes of battle. Still a long way to go. 8:25 now to go in this contest. 8:25 to go as Bryden Robichaux and Maddox Walton work it around to each other. Man-up opportunity for Florida Southern. Shot, Robichaux, he scores! Bryden Robichaux nestles down low, and it's a 4-goal game.
Go!
Well, we've been waiting for Bryden Robichaux to get an opportunity like this, and this time he's the one that nestles in that high slot area. It's a good find, and yeah, just that quickly. Now a 4-goal deficit is manageable. It's a really big face-off coming up here. Big difference between a 4-goal deficit and a 3-goal deficit. Jake Chiz can win this to himself. He's got 2 offensive-minded midfielders. He does not win it to himself. Instead, it's really cleanly done so by Flores. That's been a good duel today, and the Spartans will head back the other way. A big-time face-off win. Now with possession, we hit the 8-minute mark of the final period of regulation. Mocs need 4. Tommy Ortega gives it up now for Aaron Cho, who will pass this one off down the right wing, and Spartans back to work. Mason McQuiggan is the defensive midfielder.
Now, Tommy Ortega's he's had a good night tonight.
Yeah, he's certainly been really sharp as he lets that one go. Good jinx there,
Oh,
Dr. Lowe.
sorry.
No, I mean, hey, keep it coming as the
Yeah,
Mocs will work quickly now the other way. Caden Wish is waiting for the thumbs up, finally gets it, and the Mocs go back to work. Yeah, how about that? The announcer jinx, finally.
Oh, Tommy,
Boy.
I did not mean that.
Well, Ortega has had a solid game so far for the Spartans. Contributed a goal and an assist so far, and he's been active in that offensive zone. Jack Epley with it. At the center dot. Fast break here coming. A step for Nolan Ty. Shoot that. He does, and all that bounces unfortunately wide. Bryden Robichaud will slide on his stomach. It's all natural grass here, otherwise he'd probably be fighting a turf burn tomorrow. Valancourt doubles back. Nolan Ty. Boy, you can tell he's got an extra step in it. And what a goal for Nolan Ty. A wraparound pick of the corner, and the Mocs with 2 straight.
And I go, go!
Look at the determination from Nolan Ty here. He's playing with an extra level. And that's what you got to do here. You know, when you're trailing to the #1 team in the country and you're Nolan Ty, junior at North Richlands Hills, he's going to be one of the team leaders on this squad next year. There is a new energy here. You're trailing by 3 with 6:44 to go.
It's not over till it's over, John.
That's right, as Chiz now heeds my call and wins this draw to himself. Isaiah Thomas has it, and the Moccasins will get another offensive possession. Thomas here for Maddox Walton. This will be a offensively set up play. No fast break here, but Florida Southern not dead yet. They trail by 3 with possession and 6:23 to go. Robichaud scored the Mocs' 6th goal moments ago. Now behind the net is Caden Wish. He has 2 today. Wish just now lowering the shoulder, trying to get enough. Maddox Walton, goal and an assist on the evening. How about Carter Valancourt, the freshman, looking for his first tally against the Tampa Spartan? Here is Valancourt. Valancourt's got top side. Shot. That one goes just wide. A race to the ball was won by the Moccasins. And now Florida Southern. 32 seconds to shoot. Clock did not reset. 5:52 to go. Trailing by 3. Caden Wish gets the whistle to restart. Here we go. 25 seconds to shoot. Bryden Robichaud starts the dodge. Robichaud on his left where he's comfortable. Lowers the shoulder. Back in his right. Pass inside. That shot, anyways, is now taken away by the Spartans. And now the one-player ride back the other way. A.J. Pascarella gets the clear complete. He got by Maddox Walton. And so 5:25 to go here at Barron Field. Spartans would be wise to kill as much of this clock as they can. And cognizant of that are these Moccasin defenders, which are going to play all the way out. That includes on Tommy Ortega, who has a turnover, 1 goal and 1 assist today. Down the right wing, here comes Grant Green. Green among 2 players behind the cage. Now they'll rotate. Green will take this one for a spin with the shot clock at 35 seconds. Directing traffic is Will Rockwell in the white uniform. Ortega playing a little 2-man here with Zach Johnson. Johnson with 22 seconds to shoot will now activate. Ortega, jab step, shot. Goes high, no touch, so the shot clock won't reset. It's at 17 seconds. 17 seconds to shoot, and that clock ticking now. He'll start low to high. Feed inside. That goes nowhere in particular. McQuiggan comes up with it. Got to keep it in his stick. He does as he weaves his way through 3 Spartan defenders. McQuiggan pumps the brakes with 4:15 now to go in the 4th quarter. And how about this move? Caden Wish, pass across, tie. Shot, score! Nolan Ty from Caden Wish. It is a 2-goal game.
And I go, go!
And how about this? It's a thing of beauty. Caden Wish puts this on a platter for Nolan Ty, and he shoots it through the defender. A roll move there that opened up, and the Moccasins now not dead yet. Another nail in the coffin, and another one that the Mocs kick the lid right back up. 3 unanswered here with 4:09 to go. It's 10-8. It's Chiz. It's Flores. Chiz wins it behind him. Isaiah Thomas comes up with it. Mocs back to work offensively.
Oh, that is two to face.
And Isaiah Thomas told the official that as well. So Thomas got high-sticked, and it went uncalled. And the official looks the other way. The Moccasins faithful lets him hear it. And now settled here is this Florida Southern offense, which is down to their final 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Bryden Robichaux works it around the horn. Nolan Ty. Robichaux. They'll play some two-man. Pick play here for Caden Wish, who has played like he's meant it tonight. Wish. Feed inside. Nolan Ty had that one taken away, and the netminder Terrio comes up with it. And now it will start the clear the other way and the ride for the Moccasins. 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go. The Moccasins will play a hard ride. Ball's in and out of the stick. Big ground ball. Ball's still loose. Nolan Ty and Caden Wish are fighting for it. This one is thrown to the other end of the field. Mocs come up with it. Carson Corona has it now. Grant Anstead, he picks up the ground ball. He'll get checked. He swims his way out of it. The Mocs with the takeaway, and they have the Spartans on their heels. Walton, jab step, shot, he scores! Maddox Walton, it's 4 unanswered, and the Mocs are back within 1.
The bench erupts, and I will go!
Maddox Walton, 4 points on the day. Make it 5. He's got the hat trick here. The Mocs within 1. Jake Chiz has been unstoppable in this fourth quarter. Can he come up with another possession, another face-off win, another opportunity to tie this game? Wow. Head coach J.B. Clark making some defensive personnel changes as a result of the onslaught here. Chiz and Flores. Chiz wins it cleanly. And the Moccasins with Mason McQuiggan ahead of steam. Just over 2.5 to play. Down to their last legs. The Mocs, an opportunity to tie it. What a way this game has gone. This season has gone. The final 2 minutes and change from Barron Field here in 2025 will be with dramatics. Anstead comfortably down the right wing. Passes it for Nolan Ty. He approaches and makes the grab. Ty, two-man game with Caden Wish. He gives it back up to Wish. Wish looking for the wrap. Wish. Pass. Robichaux. Shot. He scores! Bryden Robichaux. It's 5 unanswered. We are knotted up at Barron Field. The bench has exploded. And can't believe what has unfolded in the last 7 minutes. The Mocs, dead in the water, have a heartbeat, and we're knotted up with 1:58 to go.
What are you talking about? The bench, the press box has exploded, and I will go.
The Spartans, imploding for the first time this season, have given up 5 unanswered. The Moccasins, an offensive willpower. It's a false start, and Jake Chiz has an opportunity here. Jake Chiz, with under 2 minutes to go, they will berate him. They check the stick, but he holds on to it. 1:45 to go. The shot clock at 70 seconds. Wow, about a 35-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Grant Anstead. His team now tied with the number 1 ranked team in the country. The Spartans have not lost in 28 regular season games. They have not lost to anybody but one team in the last 2 years. They have wins over the number 2 ranked team, the 4 ranked team, the 6 ranked team. They are the only undefeated team in Division II, and they just imploded as the last gasp of the Moccasins. Their seniors, their veterans, is enough to bring this team back to life with 1 24 to go.
Just look at that on your screen, that 10-10.
I mean, this is unbelievable. And I say that having been here for a long time. But with 11:54 on the clock here, it was a 10-4 game. With 8 minutes to go, it was a 10-5 game. Even more improbably, the Moccasins have found a way. 6 consecutive goals. And by the way, Caden Wish, 2 from Bryden Robichaux, 2 from Nolan Ty, and another from Maddox Walton. Boy, it's these guys that have been here before. These guys that know what it feels like to play meaningful lacrosse. And the Moccasins, with an opportunity now to pull off the upset of the year in NCAA Division II. This bitter rivalry.
We're a minute and 24 away. Minute and 24 away.
This bitter rivalry reaches another peak. The 24th installment has not disappointed the Spartans and the Moccasins. Sit back and enjoy. Bryden Robichaux behind the net. He's still got 40 seconds to work with. Now Nolan Ty. Ty and Robichaux. A little two-man game there. And oh boy, they rule this one for the Spartans. Must have been a crease violation or an illegal pick. Must have been a moving pick. And so the Spartans will have the last chance. The shot clock is off. 1 minute to go. As Colby Gombold brings it ahead and prompts a timeout from head coach J.B. Clark. And so that is the first moment of deflation here. All the momentum for the Moccasins. In this quarter, Jake Chiz has won 6 of 8 faceoffs. The Moccasins have peppered 12 shots, 9 of them on cage, 6 in the back of the net. A Florida Southern team that has struggled mightily offensively all season long. Today, against one of the country's best defenses, they allow 7.5 goals per game. Just allowed the Moccasins 6 goals in 10 minutes to tie this game up. What a moment here at Barron Field to close out the 2025 season. And this is what we asked for at the start of the game, at halftime, headed into the fourth quarter. Fellas, show us what you got. And they did. And so with under a minute to go, it will be the defense that now needs the stand. Michael Simone, in his 5th season, backing up the Moccasins' defense, will need to have one more stop in him. This brand new unit this season, which has been terrific all season, Carson Corona, Mitchell Wallace, and Alex Hahn. Can that trio step up for one more stop? Give the Moccasin offense a chance at overtime, a chance to win this in regulation. It starts on the near side. The clock rolls. Here we go. It's Zach Johnson. He works against Isaiah Thomas. Thomas won't be beat easily. That's one thing we've seen this season from the senior. Zach Johnson has it. Johnson just burning the clock alone in the corner. I don't know if he's playing for overtime. He's playing for one more shot, folks. 30 seconds to go. Zach Johnson alone in the corner against Isaiah Thomas. He doesn't want to leave any doubt about this one. Johnson now will activate. The pass across. The Spartans to work with under 20 to go. Moving laterally here. That lane closed quickly. Nothing for Grant Green. Now on the opposite side. Shot in the left. Oh, off the crossbar pipe. It would not go. Rebound opportunity. It goes wide. Oh, my goodness. The lacrosse gods are looking down on the Moccasins tonight. Unbelievably, that errant pass went off of the pipe and stayed out. And so with 2 seconds on the clock, an injured Spartan gets up. That should do it for regulation. The Moccasins have the ball in their own zone. And unbelievably, they will click off the clock, and we will add time because this game is going to overtime. And the Moccasin bench is the one that erupts because we will see Jake Chiz head back to the draw where he has won 15 of 23, 70% on the season, and give the Moccasins a chance to come all the way back from a 6-goal deficit and knock off their bitter rivals, rob them of an undefeated regular season, or will it be the Spartans, the big brother, doing their thing again? We'll find out. Folks, give us a chance. Step aside for 60 seconds when we come back. Sudden death overtime on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Welcome back to Barron Field. The game brand new. The season, in a lot of ways, brand new. The Moccasins in their regular season home finale here against the unanimously number one, undefeated University of Tampa Spartans. The Mocs have rattled off 6 consecutive goals in the fourth quarter. And now we are poised for overtime at Barron Field. Here we go. It's Flores and Chiz. Chiz wins it to himself. The Moccasins erupt. Will Rockwell comes up with it, loses an edge. The ball ricochets up in the air. Chiz comes up with it behind the back. Rockwell has it. The Moccasins bring it ahead. Ball checked loose. It will be still loose. And now Spartan ball. It is sudden death overtime. Out of all of that, it will be Spartan ball. They will work it out of their own zone. And here they come, the Spartans, daunting and comfortable as ever. The netminder Terrio will bring it ahead. Allowed 6 straight goals in that fourth quarter to give the Mocs a chance here in overtime. Spartans gain the zone and will have the offensive possession. Sudden death, 10-all. The 24th installment in this bitter rivalry, which sees a new chapter being written in front of us. This is Johnson. Johnson down the left wing, plays it behind the net. Looking for something here is Sanchez. They continue to move low to high. Back up all the way to the point for Grant Green. Green working against McQuiggan down the wing. Green's pass now goes behind the cage. Shot coming here. They score. They score. It is Davis Lindsay. And a tenacious effort at Barron Field ends in heartbreak. And you see the final on your screen there. Davis Lindsay. His 29th goal of the year in the extra frame. And the Spartans do it again.
But what a fight, John. What a fight. What a statement game by the Moccasins. I am so proud of this team.
And it's hard not to be. This was an effort that was embodying what they've done this season. and they will fall to 3-11, but not without some fanfare here. And what an effort, through and through. 6 goals down the stretch, and they found a way to tie this thing up and send it to overtime. And for the Spartans, they survive a scare, a big-time scare to this Moccasin bunch, which left it all on the field. And for Michael Simone, who kept this team alive all game today, especially in that opening quarter. He finishes with 11 saves, and instead it is Davis Lindsay with the heartbreaker here at Barron Field to close out this 2025 season for the Moccasins. Wow. And there's really no other words for it here. This is a wow. We have seen a lot of lacrosse here at Barron Field over the years and even this season. And for them to come this close against the Spartans, who will finish their regular season undefeated, 16-0, 7-0 in the Sunshine State. It's an impressive outing. And I will say this. I mean, there's a lot of class being showcased on the field right now between these two teams. And, this is something. So, wow. For the Moccasins, they fall to 3-11. And all of the energy, obviously, out of the building here because the Moccasins will lose here today and fall to 1-6 in the conference. And, it's hard to tell when this season fell off the tracks. But they played against so many good teams and played them so hard that these losses, just through and through, any single one of them could have gone the other way, and this is another one of them that the Mocs will have to look at and say, wow, we gave it our all. They cleaned the game up so well in the fourth quarter. The face-offs were terrific from Jake Chiz and company, and it's just it's a heartbreaker. And another one here at Barron Field, a fitting way to end this season.
Yes, and to end the season tying up the number 1 team, right?
Yeah.
And to take it to overtime, and I'm never a fan of the sudden death overtime, correct?
That's right.
But to take it to that and to drop a game to the number 1 ranked team in sudden death overtime, I think it's something that this group of boys should be very, very proud of to close out the season that way.
And there's a lot to be proud of. And I said this earlier. I mean, these are rivals. Outside of just this sport, at the entire institution, these two teams go at it in every single sport, and it's great battle. And we saw here again was much of the same. They are our bitter rivals here. And so when I say this, I do mean it. Congratulations to the Tampa Spartans on an undefeated regular season. It was one clearly well-earned, well-deserved, and they fought for it, and they did here again tonight.
Yes. And
so I say that again. Our bitter rivals. Best of luck in the Sunshine State Conference tournament. Best of luck in the NCAA tournament, where they should be the number 1 seed. It is well-deserved, well-earned, and I have no doubt that they'll make our Sunshine State and our Sunshine State Conference proud as this team looks to make a really serious run at the national championship. So we send all our best wishes to our fans from the University of Tampa and, of course, all the players and staff over there. It's a good bunch, and happy to see a classy game here today that, boy, just saw some excellent lacrosse.
Absolutely. Excellent lacrosse, and I echo your sentiments to wish them all the best as they continue their run. And, indeed, some very good lacrosse tonight. Fans should be very pleased with what they saw.
And there's a lot to take away from this season, and we already know head coach Marty Ward will be in the lab just as soon as this game ends, preparing for 2026 as the mock season does come to an end. And there are quite a few positives to draw. And, I think when you look at Jake Chiz's performance on the draw all season, terrific. Right. Mocs will hope to have him back. We saw some great new freshmen this season that get their first experience goals here today. Maddox Walton ends up being the team leader in goals scored by the end of the season. But how about Michael Simone? He played in his last game collegially here tonight. And boy, what an effort, and what a effort he's given us for the last 5 years, and it's heartbreaking, really, to see it end like this for him. A guy that has kept the Moccasins in so many games and won the Moccasins so many games. He will end his career as the second most winningest goalkeeper in Mocs history, so he'll be right up there in the record books and well-deserved. And you see, it's tough. A lot of hugs out here. A season that we saw, regardless of their record, tonight is a great embodiment of what this team has brought to the table all season long.
Yeah.
They can punch you in the mouth at any point, and they did. You go back to the Senior Day win over Colorado Mesa. That's a team that is ranked among the top 12 in the country right now still. So this team has had it all year long, and they had it again tonight. It's just it's a couple of bad bounces and a couple of things that just don't go their way. And so with that, we once again echo that sentiment. Best of luck to our bitter rivals from the University of Tampa as they will go on to host the Sunshine State Conference tournament here coming up on May 1st. And coming up in this coming week, May 23rd, next week will be their opener in the tournament, and then they'll head into the NCAA tournament with their terrific record. Right. And so for our Moccasin faithful, we leave you with a lot of optimism here out of 2025. The team played so hard against so many good teams, and we thank you for joining us all season long. Yeah. And, of course, we have got quite a few people that we have to thank, Dr. Lowe, as this will be our last broadcast of the year. First off, for you, it has been an absolute pleasure, Dr. Lowe, and it's a joy to come in here and work with such great people. But most of all, it's been a really, really fun season for what we've done. And how about our terrific producer above all else, Chelsea Moore, has done every game for us this season. And, we've seen a couple of our clips here from our production go viral for some good reasons, some bad reasons, I don't know. But behind all of that is some terrific production from Chelsea Moore. And so we tip our cap to her. She has done a terrific job in graduating here in 2025. So best of luck, Chelsea. We appreciate you and thank you for everything that you've done.
Yes, congratulations, Chelsea. Yes, you will be graduating and going on to wonderful things post-graduation. Thank you to all our student workers, student interns, and volunteers, because without them, we really cannot produce all these fantastic products that we put out through the Sunshine State Conference digital network, right? We do have staff who work on this, but primarily it is the work of our students. And again, John, thank you so much for allowing me to share the airwaves with you. As faculty, I do teach and I do have other things to do, but I so enjoy coming here in the evenings when we have a home men's lacrosse game, because this is the fun part about being the faculty athletics representative. Yes, I am an added resource for the over 500 student athletes we have on campus, but this is what makes being an FAR fun. When I get to put on the headsets and go crazy, go hammy, right, calling these games. It's been a pleasure. It is the close of our season. But John, after today, come June, you get to make your international debut. So the Florida Southern College will be hosting the Pan American Lacrosse Association World Championship Women's Qualifier. Nine countries will be staying on our campus. Our campus will be, they'll be using some of our facilities. The competition will be played at Lake Myrtle Sports Complex. John, you have been invited to call quite a bit of the games over there, so you are making your international debut. Yeah, well, that will be a lot of fun, and until then, we've got the women's lacrosse team here at Florida Southern, and for our Tampa visitors still listening in, they have earned the number 1 overall seed in that bracket, so we will likely see some more Florida Southern and Tampa lacrosse down the line, albeit in the women's game. Always a spirited battle. Yeah. And a few other people just to say thanks to. We had Emma Pfeiffer was on the camera all season long. She wasn't here today, but we had Harper on the camera. We had Dr. Bruce Anderson, as you hear on the public address announcement all the time. He does a terrific job. He is indeed the voice. He is impressive and incredible Southern. As always. Mm-hmm. Alex Elliott has been here with photos and camera and scorekeeping and a whole host of other people that have made this entire season possible. Most of all, Sean Forrester and Brad B., the support staff here for men's lacrosse. But our heartfelt thanks obviously go out to mostly to you, the viewers from around the country. We have heard you all season long, and we have seen you tune into our broadcasts. We have continuously been among the most watched in the Sunshine State, and we thank you. We thank you so much for joining us all season long, and not just tonight, not just this season, but the last several years. It's been a true pleasure as we close the book on 2025. And finally, I think we really have to tip a hat to our student athletes, right? Yeah. Because without them, being such wonderful students in the classroom and wonderful athletes on the field, I don't think we'll be able to have so much fun, right?
Yeah.
Just enjoying watching the sports, not just lacrosse, but all the sports we have on our campus and within all of our member Sunshine State Conference schools. So thank you, student athletes, for being the wonderful young men and women that you are.
Yes, and especially those of them sitting down for the last time. Fellas, there's too many to name, but we appreciate you, and we thank you so much for your service to this men's lacrosse program and providing us with some of the top-notch entertainment, and it's been a true pleasure over the last several years to call this team's games.
Yep.
So, with that being said, we'll go ahead and close the book on the 2025 season. The Moccasins will fall to 3-11 here in 2025 and 1-6 in the Sunshine State Conference as the University of Tampa complete their regular season undefeated, 16-0, 7-0 in the conference. They deserve that number 1 overall seed, which is what they will have headed into the national tournament most likely. So, for one final time here from Barron Field, Dr. Catherine Lowe and all of us here at Florida Southern College Athletic Communications, we say thank you for one final time. Tampa wins it 11-10 in overtime. I'm John Kristovich saying so long from Barron Field. We'll see you next season. Thank you, and take care, everybody.